Y'all talking about Chop having an identity crisis. Man, have y'all seen this? Duh.
Decline your offer with a way better proposition for you.
When NLE Choppa and Blueface linked up back in 2019, nobody could have guessed the chaos that was about to unfold. What started as a fire collab turned into one of hip-hop's dirtiest beefs, full of sneak disses, online jabs, and straight-up drama that had fans watching every move. At first, it was just playful competition, a few disses, a little back and forth, but everything went left when Choppa mentioned Blueface's 2-year-old son. That one line changed everything. From that moment, the bond between these two snapped completely. NLE Choppa and Blueface went from calling each other bros to acting like sworn enemies overnight.
So, for example, NLE Choppa, I helped this man. I got him all his little shit on. He used to video chat me with girls like, look, I know Blueface. I used to be like, yeah, that's the bro, you know?
It hit hard because these weren't just two random rappers. They used to be tight, locked in like family. They went from making hits together to airing out their issues across the internet for everyone to see. The tension kept growing, and soon the talk of a possible boxing match took over the timeline. Every time new fight footage surfaced, the internet went crazy. People couldn't stop wondering if these two would ever actually step into the ring for real. The story really began in 2019 when both rappers were on the rise. NLE Choppa had just dropped Shot a Flow, a song that was blowing up online and putting Memphis on the map again. He needed someone to take the track even higher, and that's when Blueface stepped in. The Los Angeles rapper, known for his wild, offbeat flow and viral hit Tatiana, hopped on the remix and helped turn it into a major moment. Both artists came out looking like stars after that move.
He put the phone up there and he got some brawls because he knew you and now you feeling some type of way.
Nah, reason I felt the type of way was when he went online and started, defending whoever I was dealing with at the time,
right.
You know? It's like, why would you do that? Oh, you just trying to jump on a trend, get a little buzz going. You don't gotta do that.
At the time, it seemed like the start of a dope partnership. Two young artists from opposite sides of the country teaming up and shaking the game. But while fans saw it as just a solid collab, Blueface viewed it differently. In his eyes, he wasn't just helping out, he was mentoring Choppa. Blueface claimed he put Choppa on to key industry players, showed him how to move in the game, and treated him like a little bro. According to Blueface, he opened doors Choppa couldn't have opened on his own. He connected him with the right people, built up his confidence, and helped him get noticed in places that really mattered. But as time passed, that bond started to crack. Blueface began to feel betrayed, especially as Choppa started to distance himself, while Blueface's life spiraled through public drama. According to Blueface, it wasn't just about music, it was about loyalty. He thought their friendship was real, the kind where an older artist guides the next one up and gets respect in return.
Interview with T-Pain say, when they take nobody's your brother, they're only their brother as long as they can use you. When you hot, you can do them a solid, they're your brother. When you cannot, they not your brother.
Yeah, we falling out there. That's how I am.
But when that loyalty didn't come back his way, the hurt turned into bitterness and the drama exploded for the world to see. Over time, the whole dynamic between NLE Choppa and Blueface started to crumble and the shift was loud. Blueface began feeling betrayed, especially as Choppa started to distance himself, while Blueface's life spiraled through public drama. As Blueface got tangled up in legal trouble, messy breakups with Christian rock, and non-stop scandals splashed all over social media, Choppa began moving different. He stopped checking in, stopped showing that same brotherly love, the kind of love that used to look unbreakable. When Blueface noticed the switch-up, it hit him hard. It wasn't just disappointment, it was straight-up resentment brewing under the surface. That tension turned real ugly as time went on. By 2023 and 2024, the cracks became public when rumors of a celebrity boxing match started circulating. Suddenly,
Ejected himself when he
just
shouldn't
picked a
have.
side, pick the side. Type, and you can't never choose the female. Now that's weird. Imagine you and your girl getting into it.
Right.
And I'm speaking up for your female.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, Shannon, if you don't slap her,
Yeah, you ain't.
you feel me?
When you're right,
bro.
when you're right, you ain't wrong.
Yeah, if you don't shut the up while I'm talking to this.
everyone was talking about NLE Choppa versus Blueface in the ring. But what came next only made their relationship worse. Blueface accused Choppa of faking the whole thing. He claimed Choppa was all talk, saying he made fake flyers and websites for a fight that was never even negotiated properly. According to Blueface, Choppa was all cap. He said the young rapper hyped up a fight to get clout, using the buzz to boost his own name without ever planning to throw hands. But Choppa had his own side of the story. He said the fight was never official, calling the whole situation a publicity stunt. According to him, nobody ever sat down and worked out the real details. No contract, no bag, no paperwork, nothing but online hype. Choppa claimed it didn't make sense to commit to something that was never real to begin with. Still, the damage was done. Blueface took it as pure disrespect, like Choppa ducked a real fade. To him, it was simple math. If you talk tough in your songs and on social media, then you better be ready to back it up in real life. In Blueface's mind, Choppa wasn't about that action. That image of Choppa being scared to fight stuck around and became one of Blueface's favorite talking points whenever their beef came up again.
NLE's kind of like a clown to this family.
Okay.
Whatever they say do, be gay, be Muslim, be a vegetarian, vegan, he gonna do it.
Okay.
He's going through a lot of phases, that's all. So he's growing up. But when he looks back, he's gonna realize, a lot of these phases were...
Yeah, he had a real one.
Then things went from tense to toxic when Choppa started commenting on Blueface's personal life. As Blueface's relationship issues and family drama got dragged all over the internet, Choppa jumped in with his own comments, and that's when it crossed the line. Blueface saw that as the ultimate snake move. To him, it wasn't just disrespect, it was betrayal from someone he once helped come up. Someone who used to look up to him was now clowning him publicly during his lowest moments. That's the kind of thing Blueface just couldn't let slide. The whole mess exploded further when Choppa started throwing comments about Blueface's situation with Chrisean Rock. In Blueface's eyes, that was out of pocket, way too personal to be spoken on publicly. Their bond was officially done. By late 2025, after finishing a short stint behind bars, Blueface came home with a heavy chip on his shoulder and something to prove. He was tired of fake smiles and people acting like they were cool with him after turning their backs. The moment he got back, he made it clear he wasn't holding anything in anymore. In a fiery December 2025 interview on Club Shay Shay, Blueface finally unleashed his thoughts. He called Choppa a clown for speaking on his personal life after benefiting from their connection. He didn't sugarcoat a single thing. He let it all out for the world to hear.
I'm talking about Chop having an identity crisis. Man, have y'all seen this duck ass? This bitch got every brand in the world on him. Cause you wake up every day, you wanna learn how to be the best gangbanger. You pitiful, sir. You feel me? Mr. Butt Down Tatiana, that's the only shit I can think of.
Blueface made it known that the love was gone, the loyalty was dead, and anyone who crossed him was officially on notice. Blueface didn't hold back when he spoke on it. He straight up said Choppa switched up on him. He said Choppa went from being grateful and humble to acting disrespectful and fake, and Blueface made it loud and clear. If Choppa wanted to take things off the internet and into real life, he was ready to handle it with his hands, no hesitation. The crazy part? Blueface wasn't just talking about music or loyalty. He was calling out what he saw as Choppa's whole image flip. Around 2021, NLE Choppa had what he called a spiritual awakening. He started promoting veganism, meditation, herbal teas, and talking about higher energy and third eye vibes. He shifted from street rap to self-help mode, telling fans to focus on health and positivity. But to Blueface, all that talk was nothing but a front. He saw it as another marketing move, something Choppa was doing to stay trending. In Blueface's eyes, it wasn't growth, it was just another costume. He mocked Choppa, saying one day he's a spiritual guru and the next day he's back on drill timing. Blueface said the only thing consistent about Choppa was how inconsistent he stayed. Then came the accusations that shook things up even more. Blueface started calling Choppa out for gang hopping. He claimed Choppa was switching sets, repping Crip one moment and then Blood the next, calling him a fake Blood. That's a heavy accusation in the hip-hop world, where set affiliations are treated like life or death matters. By saying that, Blueface basically called Choppa a fraud, someone who was faking the street life for attention and didn't have real loyalty to anyone. It was no longer just rap beef. It was personal and dangerous. Every new post, every interview, every shady comment turned the tension up higher and higher. Fans could feel that this wasn't just entertainment anymore. Something major was about to go down. Then January 2026 hit, and that's when everything exploded. NLE Choppa finally stopped dodging the topic and decided to answer the tension directly on wax. He dropped a fiery snippet from Shotta Flow 8 that sent the internet into chaos. In it, Choppa took direct shots at Blueface, even throwing in a brutal line about turning Crips red, clearly aimed at Blueface's gang ties. That bar hit like a bomb. It was straight disrespect, no sugarcoating at all. The snippet spread like wildfire across every platform within hours. Fans broke down every lyric, every reference, debating who was winning this beef and who went too far. People were speculating non-stop. Would this lead to a real fight? Would Blueface finally step in and clap back with a diss of his own? The anticipation was unreal, and when Blueface finally saw the snippet live on stream, his reaction had everyone watching closely. At first, he laughed it off, called it cute, and acted like it didn't bother him. But that calm energy didn't last long. Behind that fake smile, you could see the anger building up fast. It wasn't just about bars. This was betrayal from someone he once called a brother. Blueface couldn't believe the kid he helped rise up was now taking public shots at him on one of his biggest record series. That betrayal hit deep, and it didn't take long for the calm to snap. After that, Blueface came back with all the smoke, and the streets knew the feud had officially gone too far to ever be fixed.
You little dog, you wake up every day, can't you don't even prioritize nothing bigger than some that ain't gave you nothing positive in life. Man, what you want to be respected? You wake up every day trying to beat something you truly not. You one really have an identity, bro. When I wake up, I thank God.
Blueface went all in with his next move. No holding back, no filters, just straight up humiliation aimed at NLE Choppa. He clowned Choppa's whole image, calling him out for switching gangs and questioning if he'd ever really put in work in the streets like he claimed. Blueface wasn't throwing light shade anymore. He was going for the jugular. Every word was meant to sting, and he made sure everyone knew it. He basically said, if you really about that life, prove it. Blueface gave Choppa a 24-hour ultimatum. Either step up and fight or stop talking completely. No more lip boxing, no more back and forth interviews or subliminals on social media. He was tired of all that internet noise. Blueface said he wanted to settle it old school style, man to man with hands, face to face. No hiding behind songs, no tweets, no cryptic messages, just pure action. And just when fans thought he couldn't push the line any further, Blueface took it there. In one of the most shocking moments of their beef, he brought out Marissa, NLE Choppa's child's mother, during his live stream. Together, they laughed at Choppa's diss, turning it into a live comedy show that had viewers absolutely stunned. That move blew the internet up instantly. Bringing someone's baby mama into a beef? That was wild. Fans were split. Some said it was genius trolling, others said Blueface had officially gone too far. But Blueface didn't care about rules or boundaries anymore. In his mind, it was war, and if he had to cross lines to make Choppa feel it, so be it. He wasn't trying to win with words, he wanted to hurt Choppa emotionally. Then, February 2nd and 3rd rolled around, and Choppa finally clapped back, but not the way anyone expected. Instead of accepting the fade, he completely flipped the script. Choppa went online and called Blueface a clout chaser, accusing him of being broke and desperate for attention. He claimed Blueface was drowning in debt, $23 million to a club, $100K to Soulja Boy's baby mama, and more, and said the whole fight challenge was just a money grab to get out of the hole he dug himself into. According to Choppa, this wasn't about pride or respect, it was about cash. He said Blueface was trying to use him as a payday, and he wasn't about to let that happen. Fans thought that was going to be the end of it, but then Choppa crossed the line that nobody saw coming. In a move that shocked even his own supporters, Choppa dragged Blueface's son, little Chris John Jr. into the mess. Amid online rumors about the child's developmental challenges, Choppa used a cruel nickname, Lil Cripple, and suggested that their toddlers should slapbox each other. The internet lost its mind. That single moment flipped everything. People couldn't believe what they were hearing. It was one of the most disrespectful, out-of-pocket things anyone had seen in a rap beef in years. Choppa wasn't just dissing Blueface, he was mocking a 2-year-old who had nothing to do with the drama. Fans said he went from defending himself to straight-up foul territory. According to reports, NLE Choppa officially turned down Blueface's fight challenge, the same one that had been heating up online all week. Instead, he redirected the smoke toward this bizarre competition between their kids. TMZ even quoted him from his Instagram video, where he said he wanted to see whose son operates better. That comment was seen as a cruel jab, calculated, cold, and meant to cut deep. The backlash was instant and heavy. Social media lit up with outrage, with people from all sides calling Choppa out. Even fans who used to ride hard for him were disgusted, saying he took things way too far. They started calling him fake spiritual, pointing out how wild it was for someone who preaches peace, positivity, and higher energy to mock a toddler online. In just one night, the narrative flipped completely. The same crowd that had once cheered for Choppa was now questioning if he'd lost all sense of what was right. What started as a rap rivalry had turned into something darker, a personal war where no one seemed to care about crossing moral lines anymore. The internet couldn't believe what they were seeing. How could somebody who claimed to be spiritually evolved make fun of a child's possible disabilities? That's exactly what fans were asking after Choppa's cruel comments about Blueface's son went viral. The backlash was instant and brutal. People flooded social media calling it weak, heartless, and out of line. One post that blew up on X read, "Targeting a baby, that's weak AF. Blueface might be wild, but kids are off limits." The outrage was universal. Even Choppa's day one supporters couldn't defend him this time. It didn't matter what side of the beef fans were on. Everyone agreed that mocking a toddler was way too far. Some people started saying Choppa was desperate, that his buzz had slowed down, and he was reaching for controversy just to stay in the headlines. Others thought he was just trying to dodge Blueface's fade, using shock value to distract from the fact that he didn't want to fight.
Your offer with a way better proposition for you. You feel me? Because we know you owe $23 million to that club, for one. You owe another $100,000 to Soulja Boy, baby mama. So your goal is to give me the fight you to help pay off your debt. Okay, cool. I understand.
Meanwhile, Blueface and Krishan Rock tried to set the record straight. Blueface denied all the wild rumors flying around about his son, while Krishan came out swinging, calling the claims fake news. She was furious, and rightfully so. She'd already dealt with enough internet trolls coming for her baby, and now another rapper was using her son as a punchline in a petty feud. Watching that play out online had her beyond heated. At that point, things were spiraling out of control fast. Real families were being dragged into nonsense that started as a rap rivalry. What was once just lyrical jabs had turned into full-blown emotional warfare. Fans started running polls on Instagram and TikTok, asking who would actually win in a real fight, Blueface or Choppa. Most results leaned heavy toward Blueface, around 60 to 70%, saying his height and boxing experience would give him the edge, while a smaller group backed Choppa's youth and speed. Blueface's physical edge was no joke. Standing at 6'4" with real fight experience, he'd already shown he could throw hands. He'd said before that he wasn't claiming to be unbeatable, just that he had that dog mentality. Even if he got knocked down, he'd get back up swinging. That fighter's mindset had fans convinced he'd handle himself fine if it ever came to a real fade with Choppa. But even as fans debated who would win in the ring, both rappers kept making things worse with their words. Blueface got hit with backlash too, not for bringing up kids, but for making off-color jokes and homophobic comments that many called weird and played out. His remarks about baby oil and other questionable stuff rubbed people the wrong way, making him look just as messy as Choppa in the court of public opinion. At this point, Both artists were showing their ugliest sides. Blueface with his offbeat taunts and Choppa with his cruel digs. The beef had turned into a circus of insults. Choppa fired back again, clowning Blueface's look and calling him lost, saying, "Y'all talking about me having an identity crisis, but have y'all seen this man's face? He got every brand in the world tatted on him." Choppa went all in on that angle, pointing to the dozens of logos inked across Blueface's face, saying it proved he was the one without a real identity. The diss hit hard, not because it was violent, but because it was cold and personal. He basically said Blueface was a walking billboard with no sense of self. Major hip-hop outlets like All Hip Hop and XXL picked up the story, calling it one of the strangest beefs in recent memory, a weird mix of rap tracks, personal shade, and family drama. But by then, nobody was laughing anymore. The coverage had shifted from gossip to genuine concern. What started as rap competition had turned toxic, with two grown men tearing each other down, while innocent kids got dragged into the mess. By February 4th, 2026, the situation was still hanging in the air with no signs of peace anywhere in sight. Fans, blogs, and even other artists started asking the same question: how far is too far? Because at this point, it didn't look like either one of them could come out of this with a real win. Just more scars and more smoke that refused to clear. Even with all the wild talk about catching fades and settling it like real ones, this feud between Blueface and NLE Choppa has stayed strictly verbal. No confirmed fights, no street run-ins, no real fade caught on camera. All the hype online about new fight footage has fans going crazy, but when you look closer, the truth hits different. The so-called footage flooding social media doesn't actually show any punches. It's all talk, edits, and reaction clips that keep the internet glued to the drama. When you dig through all the posts on X, TikTok, and YouTube, it becomes clear. None of these viral videos show a real brawl between the two. Clips titled "Blueface Jumps NLE Choppa" or "New Footage of Choppa Catching Hands" rack up millions of views, but they're just compilations, commentary, or live stream snippets cut together to look explosive. Fans realize quick that the fight everyone's talking about never actually happened. What's really going viral isn't a physical clash, it's a war of words. Blueface's heated live streams where he reacts to Choppa's disses are pulling massive numbers. Meanwhile, Choppa's Instagram videos where he defends himself and explains why he won't take the fight are blowing up too. Their verbal back and forth is what's feeding the internet frenzy. Every reaction, every clip, every shady comment keeps the tension alive. It's digital warfare, not a street one. In this digital era, a live stream can hit harder than a punch. A few viral soundbites and an emotional rant can make millions of people feel like they just watched a real fight. The clips spread across timelines at lightning speed. Fans repost, influencers react, algorithms boost the content non-stop. Before you know it, everyone's convinced they witnessed a major moment, even though not a single punch was thrown.
I'm not the toughest guy in the world, you know, but I'm a different breed, man. If I touch the canvas, somebody else gonna touch the canvas too. But get my ass up, put my hands up.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna make sure it's even. I promise. Just because I got that dog in me, you feel me? So some people get hit hard enough to where they don't want to get up.
Right.
You hit me hard enough and I can't get up.
Some older rumors from way back in 2024, like claims that Blueface jumped Choppa after the boxing fallout, started resurfacing, making things even more confusing. But most of those stories were debunked years ago or turned out to be about unrelated incidents. Still, people online love connecting dots, and that's how misinformation spreads. Recycled headlines from the past start blending with current drama, creating one big storm of half-truths and fan theories. Right now, no verifiable footage of any actual fight exists. Every reliable source treats the idea of a physical altercation as speculation at best. The truth? Nobody outside their close circles really knows if these two have ever come face to face since the beef started. Everything the public's been reacting to comes from live streams, interviews, and posts, not real-world footage. Those dramatic clickbait titles about fight videos might grab attention, but when you tap in, you get zero evidence of an actual fade. It's a perfect snapshot of how beefs play out in today's clout-driven rap scene. All talk, all content, and all engagement, but no resolution. Fans stay glued to every word, waiting for something big to happen, but all they get is another live stream rant. This whole situation shows how modern hip-hop rivalries have evolved. They don't just stay on wax anymore. They spill over into social media timelines, turning into viral soap operas where family members, kids, and personal issues get dragged into the mix. What started as a collab gone wrong between two young rappers has turned into a full-on war fueled by clicks and comments. Neither one wants to back down, but neither seems ready to actually throw hands either. They're caught in a cycle where each diss brings more attention, but no closure. Blueface has already teased that he's got a response track in the works, and fans are hungry for it. They're waiting for him to drop something that hits as hard as his Instagram rants. Everyone's asking the same question: will he match the energy on the mic? Because if he delivers, it could push this beef into a whole new chapter. And then there's the money angle. With the way celebrity boxing has been blowing up lately, fans are calling for a real sanctioned fight between the two. Rappers have been cashing in heavy through official boxing matches. It's the new wave of hip-hop entertainment. Fans say if Blueface and Choppa could put their egos aside long enough to sign a contract, they could both walk away with major bags and give the public what they've been begging to see. Imagine it: NLE Choppa versus Blueface under the bright lights, with cameras rolling and the crowd losing their minds. It could turn all that digital drama into something real, finally settling who's about it and who's just talking. But until that happens, the only punches being thrown are verbal, and the internet keeps swinging right along with them. The big question now is, will pride and anger keep both rappers from making a smart business move? Because if they don't capitalize soon, this whole beef could fade into straight-up meme territory. That's the risk. The internet moves fast. Attention spans are shorter than ever. If this situation doesn't evolve into something major, fans will move on to the next controversy in a heartbeat, and everything that felt intense will just become another forgotten headline. If they don't flip this moment into something real, all the ugly words, the wild comments, the kids being dragged in, will stick around as meme material instead of meaningful history. The kids who got mentioned won't get the luxury of forgetting. Long after fans scroll away, those words will still exist online, hanging over their heads like a bad echo. That's the sad part of all this. The internet moves on, but the people involved have to live with the fallout forever. Critics have already been saying NLE Choppa's career has fallen off, while Blueface keeps using beefs to stay relevant. From a cynical angle, it almost looks like both rappers are benefiting from this mess. Even though it's messy and damaging to their image, the controversy keeps their names buzzing in headlines, and that means streams and engagement, the real currency in today's game. Drama equals numbers, and numbers equal money. Negative attention still pays, and both of them know it. Whether either rapper would admit that they're intentionally playing into the chaos is another story entirely. But if you zoom out, the pattern looks familiar. This beef mirrors that Kendrick Lamar versus Drake moment from 2024. Intense lyrical jabs, personal shots, no real fights, but enough smoke to dominate the culture. Hip-hop's always thrived on rivalry, from the park battles in the early days to the legendary East versus West Coast feuds. Some ended with tragedy, others fizzled out before anyone got seriously hurt. Right now, the Choppa and Blueface saga sits somewhere in between. It's fiery enough to grab attention, but not quite dangerous enough to spill into real-life violence, at least not yet. The insults are sharp, the energy is heated, but it's still entertainment-level beef, focused on ego, pride, and reputation.
What you mean?
But see, you had better times out. There were better times.
You don't forget shit like that. You don't get to do that. You don't get to 2 years later, you got a cool song or whatever the case may be, and you just think like, oh.
You thought y'all was really down, huh?
Not even just down, at least down enough for you not to go against me.
Oh, okay. I
Socially.
Yeah.
Feel me?
Yeah.
You can mind your business.
Oh, okay.
But if
you feel they spoke out of pocket.
Yeah, if you see my girl or you see something online, you don't
comment.
Yeah, you don't step out your body.
Still, there's an extra layer to this one that makes it feel heavier: the gang angle. Blueface's Crip ties and the accusations about Choppa switching from Crip to Blood add tension that regular rap disses can't match. In that world, being called a fake or set tripper isn't just talk, It challenges real-life credibility and street code. Those are accusations that have gotten people hurt before. Nobody expects this particular beef to go that far, but the threat of it carries weight. When you bring up sets and colors, you're playing with something deeper than music. You're touching history, pride, and legacy. This isn't even Blueface's first time spinning this kind of chaos. It echoes his past beefs, like the one with Soulja Boy, where the formula was the same. Throw out a fight challenge, bring up family or money issues, and keep the drama going for as long as people keep talking. That playbook has worked for him before. Controversy turns into content, content turns into cash. But whether it's helping his long-term career or just burning bridges faster each time, that's up for debate. Because beneath all the clout chasing, the streams, and the online circus, this whole thing started with something simple: loyalty. At its core, that's what this beef is really about. Blueface feels like he looked out for Choppa early in his come-up, opened doors and showed love when it counted. And now he feels like that loyalty wasn't returned, like he gave respect and got distance in return. That betrayal, real or imagined, is what's keeping this fire alive. And until one of them decides to let that pride go or turn that anger into something productive, this feud will stay stuck in a loop of drama, clout, and missed opportunities. What could have been a powerful moment in hip-hop history might just end up as another viral feud that burned hot, faded fast, and left nothing behind but digital ashes. At the end of the day, it seems NLE Choppa never saw his connection with Blueface as brotherly in the first place. To him, it was business, straight up transactional. He felt like he didn't owe Blueface loyalty or gratitude because what they had was about music, not mentorship. That's where everything broke down. Neither of them is willing to admit fault. Neither wants to be the first to apologize. And that's why the feud just keeps burning hotter with no real end in sight. Both sides are too deep in their pride to back off now. When you look at the NLE Choppa versus Blueface saga as a whole, it perfectly sums up what hip-hop beefs look like in 2026, a wild blend of art, ego, and internet spectacle. This isn't about who can throw hands anymore. It's about who can trend harder. The fight footage that fans can't stop sharing isn't physical, it's digital. It's live streams, disses, and viral reactions that hit just as hard as punches in this new era of rap warfare. And here's the crazy part: the emotions are real. The tension, the hurt, the betrayal, it's all genuine, even if the delivery feels staged for clicks and engagement. Every word, every post, every diss track is designed to blow up online, because in this game, attention is the ultimate prize. That's what this whole situation exposes. The fact that in today's hip-hop, clout is currency. Whether you're right or wrong, what matters is the numbers, the views, the shares, the comments going wild under your name. It's a full-on digital battlefield where perception becomes reality. Millions of people swear they've seen something that never even happened. Stories get twisted, reposted, and reimagined until the truth barely matters anymore. What matters now is engagement. Both rappers are playing the same game, trading diss bars for clicks, turning their tension into entertainment for the world to watch. So now the question everyone's asking: will they ever actually step into the ring and settle this for real? Or will they just keep talking back and forth online until the next viral drama steals the spotlight? Nobody knows how it'll end, but one thing's for sure: the internet's not taking his eyes off him anytime soon. Every tweet, every live reaction, every new song drop will be dissected, debated, and turned into content. And that's the reality of hip-hop beef in the social media era. Loud, messy, addictive, and always one scroll away. If you made it this far, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with your crew. Drop a comment below and tell us, do you think Blueface and NLE Choppa will ever really fight, or is this just another social media stunt? Stay tuned, because we've got way more heat coming your way. Keep it locked in. You don't want to miss what's next.